guys? Welcome back to Outdoor Exclusives. I don't really have a good place to do this video at the moment, so kind of down here, my wood pile, and I got a cool little review, or almost like just a knife to show off that I got today. And that knife is the Microtech Stich. This is a side opening automatic knife made by Microtech and designed by Borka Blades. This knife features an M390 blade, a nice harpoon up here. The handles do not come like this ever. This is these handles were done by Fanatic Edge. He's on Instagram and he's a knife pimper. He basically mods out some knives, does Cerakotes and stuff, and this happens to be one of the Cerakotes he did. Put on this knife, blacked out the hardware, put this teal and black battle worn finish on this knife. So a little bit about this knife. I'm not going to give you the specs. This, like I said, is a side opening automatic knife, which can be illegal in some places. I'm going to be completely honest about this knife. The ergonomics are fantastic. This is a really thick knife, and it really just fills my hand up really good. You got a nice spot to place your thumb up here, your finger in here, and you can choke up on that blade. You almost have a spade shape or an arrowhead shape that you can just choke up, and this thing is really, really ergonomic. The hole in the blade has no function besides, my only thought would be for weight reduction, so the blade flies out a little faster. I don't know, maybe not, maybe it is. This does not have washers or bearings on the inside of here. There's basically, I forgot what they call it. It's a bushing. Basically, inside the pivot there is a steel barrel almost that is hollowed out and fit over the pivot, and basically sits inside of the hole in the blade. That kind of makes a really nice free action. So there's no washers and there are no bearings. This knife cannot be used as like a spidey flick. This is locked in place when it is shut, and the only way you can get this open is to fire it out, which is a nice feature. This knife will never open in your pocket because you really need to purposely press this button or you are not getting this knife out. You can press and you see it sticks it in there a little bit. You got to press even further to fire it out. I'll show you guys that up close. So it will fire out. This does have a mirror edge too, by the way. So this is not the factory edge. Give you a quick look at this. This blade shape is really nice. Nice long handle. Solid lockup, guys. Really solid lockup. Do take notice though, this knife is not legal in every state. Again, just gotta follow your local knife laws. I live in New York, so I can't necessarily carry this. I can own it. Can't carry it unless I am hunting or fishing with a valid hunting or fishing license. So keep note of that. Know your local laws and knife laws. This thing though fires out like a freaking tank. If you've handled a side opening automatic before, you know they're pretty snappy, and you can get cheaper ones like the Boker Kalashnikov, which has a perfect action, but you're just not going to get the quality action from that knife that you're going to get out of this Microtech. This knife fires like a freaking tank. This blade stock is thick, so I don't really see you snapping this blade. It does really, really taper down into a really nice acute point. That is a really, really sharp point. I don't know how brittle it is. I wouldn't assume it's too brittle. But Microtech does have a warranty where you're not supposed to take apart their knives. The cool thing about this knife is there is no proprietary hardware. You know Microtech, that's a big thing. They do proprietary hardware. So if you really want to and you know what you're doing, taking apart automatic knives or side opening automatic knives, you can take this apart and clean it and do whatever you need to get it back into working shape. Yeah, the plus sides about this knife are definitely the ergonomics, the action, the build quality, and the steel. One thing that I'm not too fond of is this finger choil is extremely large. I would have liked to see them knock it down a little bit. This is a huge freaking finger choil. It does fit my finger nice, but it totally can be smaller. Jimping on here is functional. So this has a nice, almost stonewash finish. I don't know what you would call this. Production date on there is April of last year. But so there's a good look at the Microtech made, Forca Blades designed stitch. Thanks for tuning in to Outdoor Exclusives, and I'll see you guys later.